Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to another one of my videos. Well, summer is almost upon us. As I would point out, remember, it's still spring. It's not officially summer until the 21st or the 22nd. I always mix up which day it is, but it's one of those. So far, we had my area, we've just gone through about almost nearing a month without rain. Lots of people's grass was getting pretty dry and brown and dead around here, and we've finally been getting some good amounts of rain the past couple of days, thank goodness. And I was honestly starting to wonder about how some of the plants and flowers and that are surviving with going for no water for so long. But anyways, yeah, summer is almost here. Sorry, the screen keeps getting pretty black. Sorry, I'll have to walk the other way if it doesn't stop doing that. Okay. There, is that better? A little bit? Yeah. Sorry, I want you to see my face. I think it's having the sun behind me. But anyways, yeah, so, and with summer means the Jehovah's Witnesses conventions. And man, oh boy, man, I tell you, I do not miss not going to conventions anymore. No, wait. I do not miss having to go to conventions anymore. Just long, drawn out, long days where they're fed all the same garbage, propaganda bullshit that you hear a million times before. Nothing new, really. It really is absurd how they always pressure their members to potentially or quit your job in order to be able to come to all 3 days of it, you know? It's... oh man. So the last convention I would have been to would have been 2018. And no, I do not remember what the title of it was. Now, I've heard and read that a lot are, with the low attendances, they were starting to have some of them in, like, starting to put more conventions in some areas. They would just start having them in assembly halls instead of like big arenas. So I looked up mine. It's still in the same city that I went to for many, many years. Oh my god, it's doing it again. Sorry. Okay, I think I might have to just walk the other way. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Sorry. I gotta walk the other way or my face is just gonna be black on here. Okay. But anyways, yeah, like I was saying, I looked up mine. It's in the same city that I went to many years at like a big, it's like a big sports arena that can also do like musical events. They could hold about 5,000. It's like a big hockey arena. Like, I think the capacity set about up to 5,000. I doubt they'll have that many, but yeah. But you know, anyways, like, just man, I do not miss having to get up super early because I always went with a ride that liked to be there for when the doors opened. I used to not even eat my breakfast before I left. I would save it till I got there, then have my breakfast, because I didn't want to have it too early and be starving by lunchtime. You know, my never like taking notes to stay awake, essentially eating candies and mints to stay awake, essentially. Like, just my favorite parts of the day were lunch to the end of the day. And yes, even at the conventions, I was one that would, just like the Kingdom Halls, I would pretty much just avoid the donation boxes set up. Or I would still, like, only put like a 5 or a 10 in there, you know, like. So this year's theme of the convention, I was a little puzzled when I heard it. Exercise patience, because, you know, I thought their thinking was that COVID was like the beginning of the end, you know. I thought that, you know, COVID was the beginning of the end, and, you know, and it turned out not to be. So, oh wait, so maybe it does make sense of why they had to make this year's theme exercise patience, because, you know, they've only been saying the end is coming for about like around 150 years, I'd say. Like, not that long, really. Right? It's I know they've been predicting the end even before Russell with 1914. It was happening in the 1800s too. I can't think of it offhand, but I do believe there were groups that were predicting the end even in the 1700s. Well, it's gone on over many centuries, really. So the Jehovah's Witnesses are definitely nothing, like, not new to the Doomsday Cult Club. But, you know, like, exercise patience, like, where's your sense of urgency, guys? Like, you've been waiting so long already, and now we still have to wait forever. And, you know, I've heard through listening to other channels, like Rick Fearon's in particular, that the attendance at assemblies as well and conventions, like, it's really dropping. Like, back when I went, oh yeah, they would get pretty packed and full. Like, yeah. Oh yeah, they would get pretty packed and full of people. I'd say in between 10 to 12,000, and Rick Fearon had a man on that went to a convention recently, and he said the attendance was only like 2,000 out of a potential like close to 10,000 or more. Like, man, that's why some are being held in assembly halls. Hate to say it, but if I were a witness, I would be pretty depressed if conventions were now like always going to be held in assembly halls instead of the big arenas. I mean, like, I'd rather go to a big arena than the assembly halls all the time. And it's just, you know, this person also mentioned on Rick's program that it was harder to get printed programs. He was stopped, like what I've been hearing more from all around a lot of channels, you're stopped right away if you don't have a badge. You know, like, this place, these conventions are supposed to be open to the public. They hand out invitations to these conventions each year, or at least they used to. I believe they still do. But yet, how would a member of the public feel being stopped right away because they decide to go, but they don't have an official badge? Like, man, Watchtower's like ruining it for themselves because they want to have control. They're paranoid, I get it, you know. They don't want, I think it's all just to keep apostates out of these places, so they don't, which is kind of good strategically for them, but it also shows how paranoid and controlling they're being. He didn't notice any Bibles. The majority of the people, like, they just use their devices nowadays, like, you know, get all the Bible and Watchtower, like, it's all about their website nowadays, and having the apps for all their, you know, the speakers were using less scriptures overall in their talks. And many have noted that even when they first arrived to these conventions, that you could tell right away how the attendance has really dropped off, because the parking lots are a lot emptier. So, you know, I think something that's definitely evident here, the attendance at these conventions are evidence that the Jehovah's Witness numbers are dropping. For sure. More people are waking up, you know. I think it's just, it's harder to convert newer members into, especially with the internet. I think the internet has been great because they ultimately, they can't hide stuff like they used to be able to before the internet. That's not as easily done nowadays. And so, you know, I kind of regret that I went to so many conventions over the years and overall. And, you know, I'm one man for sure. Like, I booked days off to go from work, but I would have, honestly, no. I would not have quit a job in order to go to an assembly. I would just do what a lot of other witnesses did if I really had to, just, which I think is kind of a more sensible solution. Just if you really have to, go to another convention, because they have several, really. Like, if you can't make the one that you're assigned to, a lot of them did that. Like, man, I think there were maybe a little too many in my congregation that did that, like, just because they wanted to. I think they had plans besides work, so they had to rearrange when they go. But yeah, but you know, I just wanted to end this video by saying, yeah, if you get an invite in the mail, throw it away. Don't go. You're better off not going. It's just a load of propaganda and bullshit that's not even Bible based, and they'll just be, of course they will be super nice and love bomb you because they want you to join. But my honest advice is just stay away. Don't talk to them in the first place. So, I sign out for this video, and I will proudly declare that I am happy to miss all future Jehovah's Witnesses conventions.